Alright, hey guys, sorry about that. Had to grab out a paint bottle. Let's just get right into the fun, as I would dearly love to finish at least one model off today. And we're painting a fun one. This one I've had for a little bit, but haven't gotten around to painting until now. So yay! Right, so we are painting here today, and in this series, the Alabaster Automata from Relic Knights, which is a defunct Kickstarter that has actually rewarded me more than several other Kickstarters that I could mention, but I'm not going to get into that. But we're going to paint up the Alabaster Automata. She is legally not 2B. Okay, so just get that out of your heads right now. And we're going to try to do her up in a pretty nice style. We're gonna push ourselves a little bit here. So, Alabaster Automata from Relic Knights. Let's just get right down to the fun, shall we? Hope everyone is having a good Friday. Happy weekend. The other thing I'm going to try to do on this one is I'm going to try to stick to one paint brand, so just scale 75. That's the challenge. So I'm mixing up a little mix of my base flesh tone that I like, that Resurrection Flesh, and I'm adding a little bit of pink Orcish Dermish to it, Orcish Dermis, to give her a little bit of a reddish undertone to her skin, which will highlight up in several steps. Taking out my number 0 from Artist Opus. And let's just get right into the painting practice, shall we? So to start with, what I'm doing is I'm taking that mixture of Resurrection Flesh and Orcish Dermis, and I'm just going to start blocking in where her skin is with a single thin coat, just to start getting some color on there. Paying extra close attention to make sure that this goes on smoothly and evenly. But if we get somewhere we don't want it, that's fine. We can just come back later and fix it. I dry brushed her before stream, which is why this was a little bit delayed, with some Purity White from scale 75, just real quickly to pick up some of the details from the spray priming. Where having a real sharp point on the brush comes in handy to get into all the little nooks and crannies. Oh my goodness, it's Retro Bite. How you doing, buddy? Happy Friday. Welcome to the Painting Legally Not 2B stream. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Is it just getting busy again? just cannot be careful to save my life. Excuse me while I attempt to lower this a little bit more. Dun 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 dun. Holy shit! And they say love is dead. Now, when you say you've had a wedding every day this week, is that you've had an order for a wedding come in every day this week, or you've literally had a wedding every day this week? Relic Knights models are tiny, but they jam-pack so much detail into them. Oh my god. Bite, I am so sorry. That sounds like it is absolute. Oh my god. You are always welcome to come here and nap. Just escape. Just fly off to Texas. Alright, now what I'm doing is I'm just trying to reinforce these base layers on the skin just to make certain that it is nice and smooth before moving on to her body armor. Just take off on a jet plane. Don't know when you'll come back again. Man, these freaking Relic Knights models are so small that I gotta bust out the real small brush. Thank you for the hydrate. Let me get my glug glug. As I reach over everything. Oh god. Delicious. Thank you for the hydrate, good buddy. Bite, I know you're overworked and stressed, and I know it's sort of empty platitudes from me, but please take care of yourself. That's the problem with these tiny models, is I can't actually tell if she's supposed to have like a bare back or how far around her armor actually goes. Heck yeah! Tea and pizza. What kind of pizza you got, buddy? I had pizza yesterday and the day before. Quite delicious. That was boring and just went for basic pepperoni. Baller. The really fun thing about miniature painting is that if you're not sure where the armor begins and everything else ends, just wing it. It's your mini. Do what you want. Like on her, I can't actually tell where her chest plate wraps around in the back, so Virgin Killer armor, I guess. Amateur buddy, hello. Have a butt. Butt. Happy Friday to you too. Today we are painting Legally Not to Be. One question I always struggle with is how many layers is too many layers? And I think the answer that I've come to in my head is there is no such thing. It is however many it takes to get the outcome that you are satisfied and comfortable with. That is how many layers you need. And speaking of that, that's a good segue. I'm happy with where we are with the skin for right now, and I say that, and I just noticed that I need to fix more, so never mind. I lied. This is why we practice. Brush is kind of falling apart. No! I need to take better care of it. So I feel like I have finally reached that point, you know, as a miniature painter, as a board game enthusiast, as a hoarder. I walked into my local game store today after work and I was looking around and I thought to myself, damn, I don't actually need anything. And then I thought to myself, is this what it feels like to not compulsively shop? I don't like it. I wasn't a fan. I probably would have walked out with at least like the avatar of Cain or something, because it feels like every content creator is painting the avatar of Cain. You know, avatar of Cain, so hot right now. This would be a fantastic model to try non-metallic metal on. Unfortunately, I don't trust myself doing non-metallic metal steel, and not with the effect I have in mind. So I will not be attempting that. Oh, funny, the avatar of Abel. Oh, hee hee, ha, ho. Give me 1 second. No, but I expect you to be. I expect Bite to be an amazing person. I expect you to be good at jokes. Sorry about that. I had to actually go and get a different brush. because metallic pigments can cause bad things to happen to fancy hair brushes. So don't want that. Paid a lot of money for those. Don't really want to break them on the first outing, you know? Second outing, close enough. So, sticking with scale 75, now taking some of their thrash metal, thinned down with a little water, and now we're going to start going over the armor, the chains, and the sword. The majority of the model, in fact, will be this thrash metal. At least base. By the way, in case what I'm doing sounds just like incredibly robotic or unnatural, I am actually going to be trying to convert some of these painting videos into a series of TikToks and YouTube shorts, which is part of the reason why I am trying to list out everything I'm doing. I have plans for that. Aha, content creation. Now I'm trying to go real careful so that I don't accidentally paint over the nice skin tone that I've already applied. Because boy, would that just frost my cookies. Frosted cookies. Those sound good. I gotta go to the grocery store anyway tomorrow. I might pick up some of those disgusting sugar cookies. Y'all know which ones I'm talking about. Does anybody else like those cookies? Just the plain ones that you find in grocery store aisles that have a solid inch of frosting on top? They're terrible for you, but, my dentist has 2 kids, and the second one needs to go to college as well, so... I'm sorry, amateur, it looked like you said no there. This thrash metal is a really solid color with really good coverage. Although admittedly, this is probably not the thinnest coat, and I am probably not obeying the 4 sacred words. Clydesdale VTube streams, where we don't just break immersion. We'd knock it down and bully it. That's right. Immersion is dead. I wonder if Celti's realized that Kaz and I were lying to him yet. Lied, more like playfully misled. Okay, now I gotta be real careful. So my plan is I'm going to come in with this thrash metal base coat, darken it down with some Nuln Oil, and then I want to take some other colored metallics like amethyst and cobalt to help create some interesting changes in color, especially on the sword, the chain, and her armor. This model is from the game Relic Knights, which is produced by Soda Pop Games, / Ninja Division, / I don't know what they're actually called anymore. They produce a lot of really cool chibi scale minis. So if you are interested in painting minis and you want to start out with like fun chibis, they're a pretty good place to look. Just be prepared that you might not actually receive your order for quite some time. Like, it took me a couple months to get the Alabaster Automata. Gently. Gently. Aha! Look, other VTubers get to be all like lewd and whatnot. You know, I gotta take my wins where I can get them. And if painting thongs is how I can appeal to the horny masses, then gosh darn it, I'll do what I have to do. I mean, it's either that or I commission the legendary Clyde After Dark model, but I don't think anybody's ready for that. It's just me normally, but the lights are turned off. Okay. That's good. Now for the cape. Scale 75 friend, Bloodfest Crimson. The cap has gunked over. Gross. Oh my god, it's clogged. So, happy weekend, everybody. Hope, in hindsight, your week turned out okay and bearable. Hope you've got a weekend of great adventures ahead of you. Anybody got any fun plans? I'm just gonna try to walk up to closest Walmart tomorrow, and then I would like to spend the weekend at least editing TikToks and YouTube Shorts. Alright, starting with Scale 75's Bloodfest Crimson, just gonna start on the cape and try to give it as smooth a coverage as I can. That's the plan. Yes, yes, yes. You know, when I was assembling this model, at first I thought this was the foot and wasn't like part of her cape. It took me a while to actually figure out what the hell I was looking at. Boy, that really does not show up well on this webcam, huh? Clyde Dale's miniature painting tip number 2. When streaming it, make sure you know how to white balance your camera. Things I need to learn. Part the unending. So one of the sales representatives at my company gave me $50 today. Except, I know I'm not the only one that she did that to. Which leads me to believe that by my math, she spent like $100 in thank yous to myself and one other employee of ours for helping her. And part of me is like, is this an abusive relationship? Like, I really don't want to make fun of that, but it feels like, you know, she tends to call angry, yelling at us for things that are beyond our control. And when we fix her problems, then she just kind of throws money at us, and it's like, you know, I wish, you know, we didn't have to get to this. Maybe we could come in and solve the problems a different way. And the other part of me is like, hey, I talked yesterday about needing to buy a whole other like desk-mounted hobby light. Thank you, salesperson. I know, right? Like, I really don't want to sound like I'm making light of that situation at all, because I realize that that is an incredibly serious thing for a lot of people, and I apologize if that flippant statement was a little bit too over the top or was inappropriate, but I really could not think of a better metaphor and description for somebody attempting to erase their transgressions. Snowsock, how you doing, buddy? I'm doing good. Today we are painting Legally Not To Be from Relic Knights. Soda Pop Division, Soda Pop Games, Ninja Division, makers of Super Dungeon Explorer. They've got a couple miniatures that are, you know, very tongue-in-cheek, very clearly not parody ripoffs. There's this one. I have one that's a Kill la Kill ripoff. There's a Legend of Zelda ripoff. There's a lot of ripoffs. But I am doing good, buddy. I hope you are doing good as well. You cannot really see that Bloodfest Crimson. It's cause your lighting sucks. Shut up, common sense. Nobody needs you. The sad thing is that we can't even make the 2P joke because 2P is her own individual character now because everything is canon in Nier. Then when everything's canon, nothing will be. Uh-oh. I accidentally crimsoned her butt cheek. Can I just face the crime? Yeah, kind of. Move aside, 2P. We got C4. She's a blast. Jesus Christ, that sucked. Oh, that's fucking good. Oh shit, that was one of my fucks. Ah, that was the second one. Darn it. I'm only allowed 2 a stream. This is throwing me off. You two have the same color now in my chat window. I need you to fight to the death. Okay, with the Bloodflesh Crimson applied, kind of. Can't really see it. It's there, I promise. That's honestly most of the base colors for her already done. So what I want to do now is I want to get into washing. So I'm going to take some dark ink to wash down the metals. But before that, I lied. I'm not actually done with base colors. I still have 2 important parts to do, her hair and her bandana. I'm not going to do any fun hair colors, I think. I'm going to be boring and try to stick with the traditional white. But painting straight white sucks, so we're going to start with a light gray. Well, you know, you want me to become a super... I thought in order to become a super fucker, I had to gather the 7 fuck-off emeralds. Speaking of that, Snesok, have you seen Sonic yet? Welcome back, amateur. Okay. So I did spoil myself slightly on it. Specifically, I spoiled myself on the post-credits scene. Because I wanted to know what way they were going for Sonic 3. And I am intrigued. I'm interested. I'm curious. I think it's going to be very interesting. I think they're playing a dangerous game. He's white. I'm not watching no movie with Sonic the Hedgehog in it. Hollywood corrupting our children, teaching them if they get rings they can be saved from all of life's woes. I'm actually really interested to see the Death Egg in it. That's one of my favorite Eggman mechs. Wait, the death? Wait, then what's the big giant walker? I thought that was the Death Egg. I'm so confused, because I'm thinking, when you say Death Star ripoff, my first thought is the Ark. And then I realize, oh god, there's a lot of Death Star ripoffs in this series, aren't there? Okay, remember how I said before that I was gonna apply the black ink now to the majority of the metals, and then I lied and I didn't? Well, now I'm really gonna do it, and I'm probably not lying this time. Ha! That's right, I am King Nerd. Alright, Alright, so I am going to use Scale 75's Remove Mana Instant Color to act as my shade. I love the instant colors. It feels like they were billed as contrast paint replacements, and they're not exactly that, but they definitely do have their uses. I mean, I feel like you're right as well, though, because, like, he was on that space station at the end of Sonic Adventure 2, right? Like, that had to have been named Egg something. My God, did I just miss a whole area? Yes, I kind of did. Oh my God. This is what happens when you get ahead of yourself. Amateur, you're orange now. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it's the robot inside the Death Egg. Got it. Yeah, okay. I'll buy that. I'm pretty sure this bit in here is not actually supposed to be skin tone, but fuck it. My model, my display cabinet, my rules. But while we're there, we might as well make certain that, you know, it matches. This, kids, is what happens. You don't take care of your brushes. Split ends. That sort of weird feathering motion that I'm doing is actually something I really need to work on. What that does is it really increases the chances that I'm gonna tear up still drying paint, which causes texture. And while that may be fine for cloth, it's not as fine for skin color. So, but that's okay, that's why this is perpetual painting practice. Okay, going back to using the Remove Mana and covering all the metallic elements with it. can definitely see, even on the leg now, just what that's done. My goal this weekend is to have edited out at least, I would like 15 short videos that I could post up, which will give me a good day's worth of material to keep on the back burner. But you know, next week I can make more and I can just sort of keep the cycle going. That is the plan. Excuse me. I'm actually kind of excited about trying to edit these out this weekend. I have spent a fair amount of time reflecting, and I'm not happy at my current job. I would love to do content creation full time, but there's a whole lot more that I have to learn, and I'm very excited to learn it and just keep going out there. Oh, whoopsie. Here's a question for chat. If you could learn a new skill, or if there's a skill that you've always wanted to learn that's just somehow avoided you this whole time, what would you want to learn? For me, it's playing an instrument. I would love to have the time to try to play an instrument. I would love to play the harp. SOC piano, amateur programming. Any particular language, amateur? Alright, well that's the highlights down. That was quick and easy and painless. Or not the highlights, that's the shades down. Excuse me. I'm getting ahead of myself. I started to learn piano in college. I had a good friend in my hall try to teach me. We only got to sit down for like one session though. He's a really cool guy. He's very talented. Blender confuses the shit out of me. Blender also scares the shit out of my computer, where my computer goes, excuse me, how many triangles is that? Is that more than 200 triangles, you say? Well, and then it dies. I would love to learn Blender, because I would love to be able to use it for some model painting. Okay. Take some Amethyst Alchemy from scale 75 now, water it down a fair bit. Now I'm going to use it as a slight glaze on some of the parts of the armor. And I'm sorry, she's just like constantly out of focus, isn't she? Oh, see, I haven't even done the donut tutorial. Amateur programming is really fun. I have dabbled in it, not to any successful degree, mind you, but I've dabbled in it. Playing around with programs other people have written to see how they work, making small macros, things like that. Programming is a lot of fun. I think that's definitely worth if you get the time invested. If you get the free time, and there's so many good free programs for it as well. The problem with doing this with Amethyst Alchemy now is I'm not entirely sure how best to highlight. Trying to create some amount of difference in tone. It's really hard to see on this webcam, and I'm so sorry for that. By getting certain areas harder. Oh, excuse me. Hey, 2 glasses is still better than a lot of people can say. And yeah, Blender on a laptop does not sound like a fun time. It sounds suspiciously like a very taxing time for your laptop. Excuse me. This is gonna jiggle around a little bit more. Trying to find the magic height. Problem is, she's so damn small. Or I just need to bite the bullet and invest in one of them big old fancy cameras. One of them big old fancy boys. My salesperson just gave me $50. That'll cover it, right? Let me see here. Alright, now I want to do some really light highlights on the armor itself, and then move into highlighting the skin and then the cape. Actually, we're going to do the cape first and leave the skin for last, followed by the hair. So, holy, 2 hours to do the donut? Oh geez, my computer would probably literally explode. keeping with scale 75, because we have a theme going here. I'm going to take some garnet alchemy. Do this little gem here. Little line here. Gonna do the same on the reverse side. Recorded individual images or not, like, well, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I don't know enough about video editing and image editing to actually say whether or not that's a ridiculous number. Okay. Now, I've got some white alchemy, and I've wiped off the excess onto a paper towel, so now I just want to lightly hit parts of her actual body armor with it. I did not wash my brush off thoroughly. You can tell by the fact that it's coming out effing pink. I can already tell one major problem I've got with this model that I would need to fix before we are fully complete with it. I bet you can see it too. There's a couple ways that we can solve this, and I'm going to be trying to use every single one of them. Vortex! Hey, buddy. How you doing? We're just painting up what is legally not 2B here. This is C4. She's a blast. Happy Friday, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Enough messing around with the armor for right now, so we're going to go back to starting to highlight up the cape. I am good. I apologize, this is just driving me bananas. Nope, too far. Too far the other direction. Sneshawk, this model is from Soda Pop Games, Ninja Division. It is the Alabaster Automata. From the game Relic Knights. It is part of their master class. She is resin. And is probably just actually straight up too small. I think she's smaller than Space Marine scale. And the webcam is having trouble focusing on her. And also I'm not helping that with my poor webcam driving. Awkward moment when you don't actually have a good pink, light reddish color, so you gotta Thanos it. Do it yourself. Okay, so to start this out, I am taking a little bit of that Bloodfest Crimson from earlier, and I'm adding a little bit of white to it, Purity White from Scale 75. So, with that mix of Bloodfest Crimson and Purity White, we're going to start doing the first round of highlights. Be real careful around here. Around her skin tone and around the stuff that I've already finished. Soda Pop Games has a lot of really cool models. Their mascot is the character Candy and her companion Cola. She's got a couple really cool variants throughout the whole line. Is also typically their dedicated crossover character when they did do crossover events. For example, I believe a version of her will actually be showing up in Kingdom Death. If that ever gets off the freaking ground. Today was exciting though, as I got two really cool shipping notifications. I got a shipping notification that my Super Fantasy Brawl pledge should be here this weekend. That's exciting. Still don't have the shelf space for it, but I'll figure something out. And I also got the notification that my Conquest: The Last Argument of Kings Old Dominion army has shipped out. That one I definitely don't have the shelf space for. So hopefully soon on the channel we'll get to start a hobby project with that army, painting up some Skelly boys. Alright, I'm going to mix a little bit more Purity White into the Bloodfest Crimson. I think I might have made a mistake here. I think I went up 2 levels, and I probably should have only gone up 1 level, if that makes sense. But we're going to keep going and see how it plays out. My other problem is at the moment this is thick with 2 C's, and I need just, I need just regular. I don't need thick. That is a question I unfortunately can't answer you, Snesok. And the question is, why do female models only come in 2 apparent flavors? And fortunately, it feels like we're kind of moving away from that. It feels like there's a definite trend away from it in some games. But others, like Kingdom Death especially, is just a horny game for horny people. It just wants to make its miniatures first. Soda Pop Division. I guess my question for you is, like, what kind of female model do you want to paint? Do you want something with like really cool armor? Because Reaper, I think, has a lot of really cool armored ladies. But Reaper models also tend to be on the small side. They're like 28 millimeters and down. So no, I'm serious, Nesok. Like, what do you want to paint? I want to help you find a mini, because I also would love to find one. You know what, Tex? I 100% agree. If she can toss me right through a wall, absolutely, my type of gal. Toss me through a wall, then pick me up and call me or go. Oh, never mind. We got a little bit too close to the truth there. Yeah. Okay, now I'm adding in a little ball crimson, also from scale 75. This will be the final bit of highlighting on this cloth. One problem I definitely need to work on for the future is highlighting what I want to be doing. Is I want to be going in smaller and smaller areas each layer, but I have a tendency to go a little bit overboard. Just a little bit. So female model, cool armor. Bit on the bigger side, like 75 millimeters. $75 millimeters is pretty big. This I have here, a bust. Now this is not what you want because this is a horny bust because it's from Kingdom Death. But this is like a 75 millimeter bust. Actually, I might be horribly wrong on that. One second. Before I continue to spread lies, let me actually make sure I know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm trying to see if I can pull up its original store page so I can find out if that specifically has it listed. But in typical Kingdom Death faction, I have no fucking clue where I can find it on this damn website. So this is actually, yeah, that's probably too big. I'm most likely wrong. When you say cool armor, are you thinking like bust, or do you want like the actual whole miniature? Check out the YouTube channel if you haven't already. Lila Mev, Lylamev, the Mini Witch. She is, in addition to an amazing painter and a fantastic artist, I know that she, in one of her latest videos, I think she showcased some really cool, actually fully armored, practically armored lady miniatures. That'd be one place to start. I'm trying to think of what else. This is a terrible state of the hobby that I can't immediately off the top of my head name you a company that has not cheesecake bait lady miniatures in the scale that you're wanting. I feel like that's just indicative of there being an opening in the market that somebody needs to fulfill. I can do you one better. That's the exact video that I was talking about. So I really like this gradient pattern here that we've sort of got going on between the reddish pinkish and the purplish. I'm going to continue trying to build this up all along the cape, scarf, the scarf, the thing. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I can't wait to slap all these with clickbait-ass titles. One weird trick to painting your nudie miniature ladies. Oh. You know what, Snesak? No. No. It's because I appreciate you so much that I want you to find the information that you're looking for, even if it takes away from me. Go on. Do what's right for you. I know there's also a lot of, I hate to say this because it's such a mixed bag, but Etsy, 3D prints. If you don't have a 3D printer of your own, I know you can find a lot of stores where people will do the 3D printing for you on Etsy, and you can give it a look. And with that, you're really running the gamut though, because you've got the independent 3D modelers who are like you and they go, where are my big buff paladin ladies with huge shoulder pads? But then on the other side, you've got the independent horny boys who are like, where are my big buff paladin ladies with no shoulder pads? Ah, miniature painting. Truly, truly a wondrous field. So I like where the scarf is at. So now I want to come in on the skin color, and I want to build it up in the same way. Sculptor, what is this? Well, you said you wanted it with big shoulder pads. No, I just said big pads. Ah, fine, whatever. We'll roll with it. Yeah, you find a lot of really cool minis on Etsy. I found a bunch of really cool ones, like some really cool Death Knight type models. I would also suggest, although they're unfortunately too small for the scale that you mentioned, the Skyrim board game has actually really cool miniatures. I'd love to paint more from it. They're just very small. Okay, coming back to the skin tone now, I'm taking the original Resurrection flesh and I'm mixing in just a little bit of Harvester flesh from scale 75. Thin down, of course. My problem at the moment is I feel like I can already see texture beginning to form from where I did not wait long enough for the layers to dry. From a distance it'll look fine, but the only one thing to do is just keep going at that point. Trying to do 2 parts Harvester flesh to 1 part Resurrection flesh, so that there's not as harsh a transition between the colors on her skin. Yeah, you know, thinking on it, Snesok, Etsy is your best bet. You'll be able to find probably the widest variety in both subject matter and scale that you want. Be very careful, because now every time I load up Etsy, it's like, hey, do you remember that Lusty Argonian maid miniature that you clicked on that one time? Do you want to see it again? And I'm like, yes, but also no. Come on, Etsy, my parents are watching. It is also, I think, the best place to go to find if you want to like paint big giant monsters for whatever reason. I mean, not that you should need a reason to paint big giant monsters. Everybody should do that. It's fun, but Lord of the Print does really cool giant monsters. Mini Monster Mayhem, you know, it's in the name. Alright, now I'm taking a little bit of Moonray flesh. Oh! I'm sorry, the very thought of a tasteful Vermin Lord Gal with just shredded 8-pack and just the chef's kiss. I need to reach out to my rigger. I need a chef's kiss emote. Stat. I also need a dab. Alright, now I'm taking that same harvester flesh and I'm mixing in a little bit of Moonray flesh, which is even brighter. The most extreme highlights. You know, I bet you could reach out to someone on Reddit, and I bet they would take you up on that. Wow, I am sorry, guys. The focus on this is just absolutely off. This is just a nightmare. A little bit too heavily applied. Oh, nope, you're good, Tex. Have a good lurk, buddy. Try to smooth everything out. So I'm trying to create a glaze of the mid-tone and the highlight. So there is not as harsh a transition. One thing I think I'm doing that's really not helping me is the way I'm moving my brush is very sketchy. So I'm not really creating smooth paint strokes. And that is just mostly a very bad muscle memory that I think I taught myself accidentally. And like it's got its places, right? Like it definitely is useful for painting cloth, capes, leather, and creating that sort of interesting texture. But butts don't normally have that texture. I can't think of a more polite way to say it, so unfortunately there it is. Or maybe they do. Point is, it is not intended. For that texture to be there. Happy with that, despite how bad the focus is. Yeesh. Alright, Snissog buddy. Get you some sleep, my dude. Thank you so much for hanging out. We will chat with you next time. While I'm here as well, I'm going to take some of this Purity White from earlier and do the highlights of her hair. That is not the Purity White. That is the Metallic White. If you're curious, there's one secret reason why I picked this many to paint today. No eyes. Anyway, I gotta get way into painting more minis. I would love to enter major competitions, like at ReaperCon. I would love to enter Golden Demon, even though I don't really want to paint a GW mini, but it's whatever. You know, you can. That's just the nature of the beast. I definitely need to be putting in more and more practice, and I hope through the making of these shorts that I will find more and more practice. Taking this Purity White though, I'm gonna come in Just do some little nicks on the metal here and there. I don't quite have the control that I would like to do. Point scratches. That just doesn't look good. What was I trying to do there? Okay, there's a couple areas that I need to fix. One is on her leg, her thigh to be precise. Then, the thing that I missed earlier, that you've probably noticed and are laughing at me about, is I do not have a lot of contrast on this model. I don't have a lot of difference between light and dark areas, especially here on the leg armor. So I'm going to come back to the leg armor with a pure black ink, try to get it down in those recesses and really help bring out the difference in the joints and everything like that. That's why I'm going over the links of the chain with this white, because I hope this experiment will help provide some nice contrast. So chat, I'm curious. If you were offered $1 million, what would you? I'm trying to think of a good way to. I had a way to phrase this question in my mind. Let's say you were offered $1 million to do your least favorite job in the whole world. What is that job, and could you do it for $1 million? That would be probably farm work. I've done it before. I've milked cows on my uncle's farm. I could do it for $1 million, but that is 100%. Oh my god. That was not fun. I don't like to use the word hate, but that was not a pleasant experience. Amateur, that reminds me, you were offered a manager position or promotion at one point, weren't you? Alright, going back to the thrash metal. Oh, see, I never did those. I was never in scouts or anything fun like that. My sister was a Girl Scout, which was nice because it meant I usually got first pick at the cookies. I mean, congratulations on being considered for the position, though. Okay, the remove mana that we used earlier was really nice, but I don't think it went dark enough. Since this is supposed to be legally not 2B, who does wear predominantly full black, I think this would look nicer if we went with this black ink to really, really darken down this armor. And I already might have made a terrible mistake. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. That's what we call too thick. So I'm going to quickly brush up any areas where it has pooled down because I don't want it to dry in a puddle. That would not look good. That is not the effect I'm going for. With these scale 75 inks, I feel like a little goes a long way. Like null oil. But definitely, man, congrats on being offered something. That's great. I haven't been offered jack shit in 5 years. That's because I'm technically at the highest level that my company is going to ever have me at. So if I want to get anywhere higher, I have to leave. Which is unfortunately just very common in technical roles. A lot of times you don't go up, you go sideways. I thought I included the caveat of at my current company. No? I'm sorry. Well, then I meant there to be a caveat there. Okay, there we go. That looks much better. At least, I promise it does. I did accidentally get black ink in 2 places that I don't want it, though. Oh no! I don't think I can scoop that up. Oh no! This is why I need to paint more. I need my brush control. Otherwise this happens and my over-eagerness to fix it can make problems worse. Okay, good. I honestly had to make sure, amateur. Like, I feel like my memory has been going in recent days, so I feel like I straight up can't remember a lot of things. Maybe it's my eyesight that's bad, but I feel like this is wicked out of focus. Shakety, 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 shake. You're right. Frogs, how you doing, buddy? I literally don't know why I did that. I wanted to create a higher... What am I doing? That's good to hear, Frogs. You got a good weekend lined up, buddy? Alright, using white alchemy from scale 75 again. I'm very lightly attempting to do a highlight on the body armor. go hog wild and paint over the black ink that we just put on there. Ideally, I would like the two to live in harmony. But I want there to be something suggesting the reflection of light off of a surface. That I don't like, that's too far. Ooh! Oof! I hope you are able to get back to sleep at a decent time if you need to tonight. I'm going to try not to take a nap this weekend, but that's probably not going to go over very well. I just don't want it to destroy my sleep schedule. Like I know it can. Alright, and again using this white alchemy on some of the areas that we've already hit with that purity white just to further give it a nice shine. Last thing, I'm going to take the intense black and just come into the hair. This is a mistake. This is, I had an idea in my head, and then upon attempting to execute it, it did not work out. So this is desperate damage control mode. See, I love naps, but that's also probably indicative of something not quite right. That I find it easy to just fall asleep. What I wanted to do is I wanted to use the black ink to try to differentiate the hair strands, and that's sort of worked, but it got away from me. Now I gotta bring the actual hair color back, which is that purity white. That garnet alchemy that I used isn't quite strong enough for the gems on the hilt of the sword, so I'm going to redo that with this ball crimson. I mean, Tex, you're right, but also I'm scared to fully double down. Looks like she's got another one of those little gems on the back of her hand here. There's some nice spots of color to help liven things up. Following that, what we do is take that purity white again and just be the littlest dot. To suggest some kind of cool glow. And having done all that, in 2 hours I have a passable model. A model that I'm happy with. There's definitely things that I can improve on and work on. But overall, I'm quite happy with her. She was small, quick, easy, and I wouldn't feel bad about putting this on the table personally. There's no base yet. I have no idea what I want to do for a base for her, so I'll just leave it blank until I get struck with inspiration somewhere. So quickly going over it, some things that I definitely need to improve on. Compliment sandwich 1. You know, I love the scarf. I think that's a really cool effect, and I'm quite happy with how that turned out. I'm excited to experiment more with that sort of gradient effect in the future. Future projects. I've got these 2 little dots though up here of black ink where I lost control of my brush, and that sort of ruined it. But on the other hand, this is actually a model who I'm quite happy with on the skin tone, beyond the 2 little blemishes, which can even be, you know, passed off as like oil stains or something, and that can fit in character. There's definitely things I want to improve on with the skin tone. Like, I can see a lot of brush marks. I need to get better at glaze consistency and actually putting down more than 1.5 glazes and telling myself, oh, it's done. That's good enough, right? That's a smooth transition. But, you know, with every mini, I'll just get better. So that's the goal with this little diary series here, is to keep going so we can look back on these and go, man, what a scrub. Alright, but with that stuff done, what I'm thinking is I need to clean up and take a shower, and I would like to go to bed early tonight. So let's see who's online, who we can go say hi to in a raid. Alright? Thank you guys for joining the fun. Let's see who we can pass this show off to. Let's see here. Mari! Let's go say hi to Mari. Pastel Princess Mari. Mari's good people. Alright, so if you guys are willing to stick around for this raid, we will drop in on Mari, say hey, and then I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Yeah, overall, I'm quite happy with this. This was nice. Alright, y'all. Give a big wahoo when we get in there. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.